guess I should unmute myself. Greetings. It's another episode of the Cool Files. Oh, what? Oh my gosh, it's the Cool Files. Holy crap. We're doing another Cool Files, everybody. Because it's time to bring you the truth once and for all. Because I honestly can't talk about this stuff on the regular episode. And you know this. You know this, man. If you're a patron and you've been listening and you've been following up until this point, you've probably been waiting and wondering what the heck is going to happen next. Because all this stuff is crazy. So, of course, I'm not going to try to go over every single little detail. Pretty much did that. I gotta stop saying pretty much, too. That's what I noticed about the last time when I was doing this, is I said that a lot. That was sort of my little filler word that I leaned on quite a bit. And even in doing the Cool Files, I'm going to try to be better at podcasting. Last time we heard from each other, and from when you heard from me, we were doing the Cool Files, and I unloaded all of the information about everything that's been going on. Literally everything. So there's nothing more else to say. But just kidding, actually there's a lot of stuff to say. And I'm glad that we have the Cool Files where we can talk about it. So this episode's coming live straight into you. I've been able to embed some codes and do some different coding. I'm getting really good at coding, which is kind of crazy. I used to not ever know how to do that stuff, but I've bypassed the Nutcast content filter. The episode's coming straight into your device of choice, which would be Nutcast in this case, or maybe a different one. And the episode's encrypted, so no one will be able to figure out any of this info except for you, the listener. And also don't tell anyone about it. I should have mentioned that. I'm not feeling as freaked out anymore about this stuff, because honestly talking about it has helped a lot. Getting information out there has been great. And also, we've got some new pals, the Shogun Army. I'm gonna pull up their Twitter and see what kind of stuff they've been talking about lately. And so that should be some good info. The Shogun Army. They are affiliated with the Samurai Kid, and that they're BFFs, and so they've been posting a lot of good info, and we're gonna look at some of the stuff on there. Some of the stuff on their site that they have going. I believe they have a Reddit page. They've been doing a deep dive. Let's see, their latest post, do not lose sight of the enemy. Hashtag Shogun Army, hashtag Serpent Sons. I need a good snake sound. That could be useful. The free sound is not working today, which is unfortunate. But we'll get into some of these crazy conspiracies. Do not lose sight of the enemy. The Shogun Army said that. That's a snake hiss. They retweeted some weird stuff about celestial events, the dragon, the snake eating its own tail. So they're going down the wormhole as well, about the snakes and serpents and stuff, as you do. The Oracle is a fraud. Do not believe his lies. Hashtag Samurai Nation. Hashtag Oracle fraud. There's a picture of the Oracle. He's an old guy with a beard. They're also going to release a PDF of some sort, I think, a compendium of information about the key players in the various plots. Stay tuned. There's a lot of info. Oh, here's another post. You gotta follow these folks at the Shogun Army. It's a picture of the Queen Snake Oh no. I think we heard that name mentioned, and then they released a photo. This woman is extremely dangerous. She's the leader of the Serpent Sons, armed wing of defunct Zoom Dragon Corporation. Parentheses goes by the alias the Queen Snake. If you see her, please call the authorities. Hashtag Serpent Sons, hashtag Zoom Dragon. She's got snake tattoos on her face and some snake earrings, so she must be bad. The Queen Snake. Not really sure what her role is in all of this. To be honest, I'm not really sure what I know, what I don't know anymore. It's getting to be really nuts. And so I'm trying to find the transcript of some of the stuff we talked about last time. Whoa, excuse me. Christopher Schmidt. Who is Christopher Schmidt? Well, he's a guy. He's the head of Podnut Media. That's one thing we do know. We do know that. Let's see. We listened to some stuff with Samurai Kid. That was on the last episode. And he's been putting the pieces together. We're going to read some of his posts on the forum. Let's see. So we went in deep about information with Mitchell Head and the Truth Seekers. Reading through my notes here. The Truth Seekers, they leaked they claim the Samurai Kid leaked info about the Oracle to the Serpent Sons, which led him to being captured. Of course, being Mitchell Head. And now there's a new person claiming to be the Oracle. No one has heard from Mitchell Head. So I thought that's who the Oracle was. I think I revealed that last time. The Truth Seekers wanted to reveal... the Serpent Sons wanted to reveal the information identity of the Oracle. The Truth Seekers were saying not to do that, and I didn't do it. But remember I had him on episode 1, or I had a clip of his podcast, Disclosure Hour. And spoiler alert, we've got a clip from another podcast coming up that we'll play. Because as you know, we can't play podcasts from anyone that's not on Podnut Media. So that's part of why we're doing the cool files. So, Samurai Nation's on board. The Shogun Army. Okay, focusing on the Truth Seekers. Who's behind them? Someone claiming to be the Oracle. He's a new guy, the Oracle. He's out there. They have some new headquarters. I believe that they've been working on recruiting more people through their podcast. And that's pretty much it. Maybe I should have read through some of these notes before I started, but honestly, this is what you get. The CEO, Christopher Schmidt, he's a little bit strange. He's got kind of a robotic voice. He was on the regular episode. I was kind of scared when I heard him. On the regular episode, remember that? Christopher Schmidt came in and started talking to me. And he did say something that also did get me a little bit concerned. I can say this openly without any kind of alarm bells going off. That, Kreb is going through the re-education program. Oh no. And I went through that and it was hell and I hated it. And so when he said that, I was honestly trying to think of a way to convince him not to make Kreb go through that because it was hell. And he wasn't listening to me. So after I got done with the podcast, I thought, you know what, I need to message Kreb. I don't know if he's started it yet. I need to warn him. I need to give him a copy of the podcast, tell him everything I know about Christopher Schmidt. Maybe he'll look at the Shogun Army. Something's not right. The vultures are circling rapidly, the Truth Seekers and the Serpent Sons. Something is going on at Podnut Media that everyone wants to be a part of. And not just a podcast. And it has something to do with Christopher Schmidt, okay? And Christopher Schmidt, we learned last episode, also had a relation of some sort with Jackie Mondragon. Maybe they were boinking each other. Anyone think of that? Did anyone think of that? And the Queen Snake was there. So they were all buddies before all this stuff went down. But anyway, what I'm saying to you now is that Kreb is supposedly doing the re-education program. I felt the need, like I needed to spill the truth and spill the tea, the capital T, to Kreb. But then I thought, you know what would happen to me? Think about that. All right, listeners out there to the Cool Files, what would happen to me if Kreb found out this information? Because honestly, some people wouldn't know what to do with this information. Luckily, me and Samurai Kid and Shogun Army and some other people are well equipped and are able to kind of go play both sides of things. But Kreb, you know, I love the guy. He's one of my favorite podcasters out there. But I know that he reacts on emotion, and he's someone that doesn't hold back. And I'm afraid if I told him this information, and really I didn't have a lot of time either, because I knew he had to start it soon. So I wasn't going to get in there, getting his head all mixed up. And then he was going to go in and tell Christopher Schmidt about all this stuff. And as soon as Podnut knows about we're getting in on it, we're done. That's the truth. So a lot of people are probably going to be mad, thinking that I should have saved Kreb. I should have done something. I should have told him about it. But I don't think he would be ready for the information. He's got to go. I think he needs to go through the program, because that's the way to get through to Kreb.
That is crazy.
He's a very simple, this is going to sound mean, but he's a very simple-minded man. And if he goes through the re-education program, it might be hell, and maybe they've improved it a little bit. According to Christopher Schmidt, they did improve some things based on my feedback. I said everything's great, nothing wrong here, so it's probably still going to be insane. But I think Kreb will come out the other end, and he will know more, and he will see. He will see what I saw. He's going to stare down the belly of the beast and see how crazy it is. And then we'll follow up. Because also, what if I told him he didn't believe me? I was like, you're insane. What are you talking about? You nuts? I just didn't know how he was going to react. But anyway, Kreb got in trouble because if you listen to that clip, he plugged some kind of app about getting podcasting codes or something. And they didn't like that. They were advertising some kind of bootleg app or something. I probably should have told him to edit that out before they released the episode. There's only so much of this crap I can keep track of. It's insane. So I'm looking through my notes here. And basically, Samurai Kid was trying to link the Truth Seeker, Serpent Sons, and Podnut Media. But there was still more work to do. So that's pretty much where we left off about as far as what was some of the real information we had. Some of the hardcore information that we had, so that you would know what was going on. Well, we're going to get to a podcast that is pretty cool. And I think that's going to really tell us a lot of stuff.
That is great.
I've been waiting to hear from these two knuckleheads for a long time. And there's still so much mystery wrapped up in what the hell happened to them. And it's kind of insane that they ended up together. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know, but I see the episode right here. It's the Rudecast. Let's see. I think we did talk about it as well, which is that there was going to be an episode coming out of the Rudecast with Mr. Rude Guy and Mitchell Head, which I'm like, what the heck? They ended up together. Of course, Mr. Rude Guy was captured by Serpent Sons. I guess Mitchell Head was there too. And of course, we were told that Mitchell Head was captured by the Serpent Sons because Samurai Kid released information to him. God. Excuse me. I need to be more serious on this episode. Mitchell Head was captured by Serpent Sons because, and this is why Samurai Kid's wrapped up into this, because they said Samurai Kid gave information about his whereabouts. So is that true? Did the Serpent Sons find Mitchell Head because of this information? that supposedly Samurai Kid released through his stuff on the server, the Quick Viper stuff. I don't know. How did they find Mitchell Head, and where is he at now, and what the heck is going on? Well, we're just going to check it out now with the Rudecast. So here we go. Let's play this, see what it's like. I'll pause that. Let's play this, see what it's like. We're going to see what it's like. What's up, guys? It's Mr. Rude Guy here. You're listening to the first episode of the Rudecast. You're probably noticing right now that my music is a little bit different than what I've normally used. That's because this Rudecast is a little bit different. We're getting into some crazy stuff. I'm talking about some of the places that I've been in my life and the things that have been going on with me lately. And for our first episode, we're really getting into some wild stuff today, guys. It's going to be nuts. We have a really, really cool guest today. I'm excited to be talking with this guy. He's actually becoming one of my good friends, which is kind of crazy to think about. We've been through some crazy stuff. Maybe I'll just turn the music off for now. We've been going through some really crazy stuff together. Let's get him in here. He's a cool guy. I actually live with him now. He's our friend. It's Mitchell Head. Hey, Mitch, what's going on, man?
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, man. Well, first, let's get to the obvious question, the elephant in the room, as they say. There's been a lot of talk these days about the truth seekers, man. These guys are out of control. And their oracle, who's this guy that's like in charge of them or something. A lot of people say that you were involved with the truth seekers or that you were the oracle. And of course, I already know this stuff because we talked about it. But, I'm doing the podcast. Yeah, maybe I should edit that out. Ah, frick. Well, okay. Just tell us about the oracle if you can.
I'd like to set the record straight on this matter. I have not been and am currently not in any way involved with the group calling themselves the Truth Seekers, and I am not the Oracle.
Oh man, that is good to know. Because a lot of people said that you were involved, but I'm really glad we can get out of the way. Like I said, you've told me some of this stuff talking together or having cereal in our apartment together. So I know a lot of this stuff already, but what can you tell us about the Truth Seekers? And why do people think you're behind the Oracle? It's been like one of the biggest mysteries going on the internet lately. So what can you tell us about these guys?
A couple of months after the viral outbreak, I noticed my podcast and blog had been hacked. Someone had wiped everything completely. Later, one of my followers sent me screenshots of someone posting on this forum with the screen name The Oracle, and everything he said were just posts taken directly from the Disclosure Hour blog.
Oh man, that is nuts. Holy crap. So you're saying that, you're basically saying that the Oracle, ripped off all of your posts and all of, your intellectual property that you've been writing on the blog? I remember reading some of that stuff. It's kind of crazy. Interesting.
That's correct. The Oracle gained a huge following by using my posts, many of which predicted the coronavirus outbreak and the effects it had on the reptilians who inhabited the Earth prior to that. Of course, I'm speaking of Zoom Dragon.
Of course, yeah, totally.
What the Truth Seekers want ultimately is to silence me because if the word got out that the Oracle was a fraud, it would greatly weaken their ability to recruit new members.
Holy crap, man, that is nuts. I guess that maybe I should probably explain first how we met, I guess, but, the stuff about Zoom Dragon was really, I was involved in some of that stuff a little bit, but a lot of people probably wondering how we met, so let me just get to that also. Jeez, I gotta work on these freaking transitions, man. Sorry about that. Anyway, it'd probably help explain what's going on now. So really what happened, I was living in the Ukraine doing a very popular gamer stream, and I got this invite in my email for a technology conference in Kiev, Ukraine. And the email said there would be a lot of influencers, a lot of tech people would be there. So I thought, hey, why not check it out? Sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. Plus I had free entry pass. So when I got there, I was outside the building, chatting with some of my fans, people who knew me from the gamer stream. And that's when I noticed this guy in these freaking nerdy glasses looking pretty down and out. And so I went over, and it's actually you, Mitchell, Mitchell Head. What the heck were you doing there? Why were you looking so sad?
I was in Ukraine to meet the woman who I thought would someday be my wife. We had met online and had been chatting for a few months. She really helped me get through the dark times after my podcast was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Vanessa Scales. She convinced me to fly to Ukraine, and when I got there, she was nowhere to be found.
Oh, man. That's really tough. So you were there looking like, well, sorry to say this, you kind of looked like total crap, on the verge of tears when I met you. I thought this guy really needs some cheering up. So I guess that's why you were so sad, because this lady that you were like gonna propose to, she was nowhere to be found. What's the next thing that happened after that? I'm surprised I remember some of this stuff, because like really the next thing that happened was some of the craziest thing ever in my entire life. Before we could go any further in our conversation, even though I think I did recognize your name at first, which was kind of all of a sudden, like you said your name is Mitchell Head, and I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. And then all of a sudden this freaking black van pulled up to us, and these guys got out, and they grabbed us, both of us, and they put bags on our heads and threw us in the back of this van. And they also captured those fans I was talking about. They also got captured too. Like, they didn't want to have any witnesses noticing what happened there. And we were just like, what the frick? They were like punching us and yelling at us, and like we'd been totally been kidnapped. It was like so freaky, and I was so scared, man.
Yes, it was truly terrifying. I realized in that moment we were dealing with the Serpent's sons. The embroidered snake insignia on their sleeves, the dead giveaway.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap. I didn't know who the heck they were. I'm surprised you really have a keen eye for this stuff. Man, they were so bad. They beat the living crap out of us. We were in these isolation chambers. When we got there to the bunker, we were in total isolation. They were blasting this awful techno music. We couldn't even sleep. And then finally, well, you can tell this part. This is when things really got crazy.
Eventually, they brought us into a room to be interrogated. Their goal was to physically torture us in order to weaken our mental fortitude, hoping we could provide some information. The person who interrogated me was, well, this part was the real shock. It was Vanessa Scales, the woman who I had hoped to marry, but she called herself the Queen Snake.
Oh my god, that's insane.
In that moment, everything made sense. The Queen Snake had tricked me into flying to Ukraine so she could capture and interrogate me. She kept asking me over and over about Project Gold Cobra.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. So, like, you went all the way to Ukraine, and it turned out the woman that you were going to marry is actually, like, the leader of the Serpent's Sons? Holy crap. Yeah, I didn't know what the heck she was talking about at first. People were asking me that same question in the interrogation room about Gold Cobra. Where is Gold Cobra? Where did Jackie Mondragon hide the Gold Cobra? And I don't know, man. But then, like, the more I was having these nightmares, and, like, I realized, like, oh my god, I forgot all about this kind of stuff. But that secret project that Jackie Mondragon forced me to work on back like a couple years ago, we were building AIs and hacking the gamer streams. Like, maybe that's what they were talking about. Oh man. But like the craziest thing though is like we were being beaten up so bad, and I thought we were goners, man, for sure. But then these guys stormed the bunker, and they rescued us. They rescued us to safety in these black helicopters. It actually turned out to be, these guys Galaxium. Oh my gosh, they saved us. They are like my best friends now. They rescued us because the head of Galaxium was actually related to that couple I mentioned before. Their names are Astrid and Albert Bergman. They are so nice. They had this travel show on YouTube. Anyway, Astrid's brother is none other than Bjorn Bergman, the CEO of Galaxium. The Serpent Sons, man, got a rude awakening, no pun intended, when the freaking Galaxium security forces stormed the bunker. But man, I thought the Queen Snake was done for with all of those security guys everywhere. But she somehow managed to kick some ass, actually. She was wearing these leather boots and punching, kicking everyone. But luckily we got out of there. It was crazy.
That's right, Mr. Rude Guy. I couldn't be more relieved to be out of that hellish place. Right now I'm working on a sustainable agriculture project for Galaxium. Hopefully someday, if everything goes according to plan, Galaxium will have the first colony on Mars.
Oh man, yes, that would be so exciting. That's such a cool project that you guys have been working on. Man, this has been such a fun interview, even though reliving some of this stuff has been kind of crazy. Anyway, Mitchell Head, thanks for being the guest on my first show. We'll have to get back to some of this information that we've been talking about, trying to relive some of these crazy moments together. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll talk to you later, man. Whoa. Oh, crap. That was insane. Some of the stuff they talked about there was unbelievable. Never even heard of this stuff before. That was a wild interview.
That is crazy.
I think I need to give Mr. Rude Guy some pointers about doing his podcast. He had a couple of flubs there, but so far, I mean, he's starting off really strong with a pretty interesting guest. I gotta say, some of this information is a real shock and helps maybe connect some more of these yarns together. Wow. So, let's see if we can digest this here. Maybe I should have paused and interjected at some of these points, but Mitchell Head is friends with Mr. Rude Guy. They're roommates now. But it sounds like some of the craziest information on here was like, well, okay, man, I don't even know where to begin. Okay. So the Oracle stole Mitchell Head's posts and used them because, he predicted the coronavirus. It was a biological weapon to be used against none other than Zoom Dragon. You remember those Zoom Dragon? They were attacking us left and right, and they had our stream under control because of some of the lies that they told us. So that's the first thing. So far, we're learning that the Truth Seekers are a cult around this guy, the Oracle, who's basically stole all of his information from Mitchell Head's posts. Okay. So then, he ended up in Ukraine with Mitchell Head, with Mr. Rude Guy. Can't keep this crap straight anymore. It's insane. He was in Ukraine not because the identity was revealed from Samurai Kid. That whole fiasco, that was a crazy fiasco. That's how they ended up shutting down the entire network because of this false claim. But it sounded like Mitchell Head was duped by the Queen Snake. Oh my gosh, remember her? I mentioned her just a second ago. The Shogun Army is posting her picture. And apparently she's a force to be reckoned with. She was punching and kicking, is what Mr. Rude Guy said. But Mitchell Head got catfished, basically, by Vanessa Scales, a.k.a. Queen Snake. That's how he ended up in Ukraine. They were supposed to meet. But then, I guess, this is some weird coincidental stuff. I mean, this all seems like a crazy coincidence, but what are the odds that Mr. Rude Guy would be there, hanging out outside the technology conference with some people that are related to this guy who does Galaxium? I don't even know what the hell that is. And then Mitchell Head's there. How are all these people there at the same time, in the same place, the technology conference? Next thing you know, they're kidnapped by Serpent Sons. We remember that. I think we played Mr. Rude Guy's video when he got kidnapped. We played that on the stream. I should probably find that, but anyway, it was a bad experience for everyone all around, even for me. I was like, what? That's my friend. They captured my friend, Mr. Rude Guy. Can't believe it. So anyway, they were captured by the Serpent Sons. We know that. That's information we do know. But the fact that this lady, Vanessa Scales, is involved, makes it that much more interesting, aka the Queen Snake, because we know that she was helping out Jackie Mondragon. She was there with Christopher Schmidt, remember? You remember this stuff? Man, I'm starting to go on a rant here. So I gotta break down this information so everyone knows what the heck's going on. This is the next part here. This is what's crazy. This is what's the most craziest here. If you thought that was weird, check this out. Then so the whole thing there, they brought them into this bunker. I'm reading the transcript here. They brought them into a bunker, and they wanted to find out about Project Gold Cobra. Now, what the heck is that? I don't even know. I guess that's another thing to put on the list. That's another thing to pin up on the board, the Pinterest board of all the conspiracy, the yarns and such that I'm always talking about. And hopefully the Samurai Kid will figure this out. I don't have time to unscrew the screwed up crap that's been going on here. So I'm hoping the Samurai Kid and the Shogun Army will connect the yarns for me. But anyway, Gold Cobra, what is that? We're adding that to the list. It's Mr. Rude Guy said he remembered working on AIs. And because I remember that happening too. There was some AI stuff going on with the stream. We had our own bot there for a minute. But Gold Cobra, it's some kind of secret project that they wanted to figure out. I guess Mr. Rude Guy worked on it maybe at some point. But then they got... then everything's good now. It's all good. Because it appears as though they've been... they've been rescued by this guy Galaxium. Or, well, his name was Bjorn Bergman. I'm Googling this here. Let's see. Bjorn Bergman Galaxium. Yep, here he is. CEO Bjorn Bergman, age 35. CEO of this astronautical space technology corporation known as Galaxium. He's got a net worth of about $10 billion. Holy crap. This guy's rich. What's all these rich people we've been dealing with? So now Galaxium's involved. Put them on the board too. Man, what the hell? I can't even keep this straight anymore. I said that about... I don't think I'll ever stop saying that. So we got Galaxium. They've helped out Mr. Rude Guy. He said it was because that those influencers were actually related to him, so it seemed like he had a vested interest in keeping them safe, and his security forces or something beat the Serpent Sons. That's kind of weird. That's different. That's a different from the story that I remember, which was that, well, the government or somebody, there must have been some kind of weird cover-up. I don't know anything about Galaxium. As far as I know, they're the good guys, hopefully. Bjorn Bergman. Okay. Anyway, he invents all this space technology stuff. They've been shooting rockets into space, partnering with NASA and the Chinese government, and, you know, he's probably got his hand in it somewhere. Or maybe not. I'm not really sure. It seemed like the coincidences just keep coming. But, yeah, we found out Mitchell Head's still alive, so that's good. And we found out pretty much that the Oracle is a huge fraud, which is what we love to hear. We hate the Oracle now. He's a bad guy. He's a really bad guy. Actually, I think, let's see. Here's the clip. Here's when he was talking to me.
Greetings, Beowulf.
That's the Oracle. Boo!
It is I, the Oracle.
No! You're a fraud. You stole Mitchell Head's posts. Trying to build a cult or something. I don't even know. Does he even make oracles anymore? Does he even predict anything? He probably can't. I mean, he struck gold when he got that damn Disclosure Hour blog post. They predicted maybe one of the biggest things that no one could have predicted, which is that the freaking COVID got out there and killed the reptilians. I didn't even know that was going to happen. But Mitchell Head, man, he's a smart guy. He figured it out. Figured out Zoom Dragon, the technology. But then the Oracle got in there and he saw an opportunity, and he stole the posts. And everyone was probably like, oh my gosh, you're so smart and cool. We love you. We're going to follow you to the ends of the earth. And now here he is, getting all buddy-buddy with Podnut Media. I still can't, I have no idea what's going on right now. This is just nuts. Well, I'm glad we could play that, though. That was kind of cool, hearing from our good friend, Mr. Rude Guy, and knowing that Mitchell Head was alive. That's about all I need to hear. I've got all this information here. I put it in the files. I know that Samurai Kid's going to be on the case. Shogun Army. I'm sure they've already listened to the episode a million times, the Rude Cast. I'm almost certain that they've come up with some new theories. So we'll check out their Reddit blog here in a little bit. But yeah, Truth Seekers, they are a puzzling bunch. And so is Podnut Media. I can't remember if we said this on the last episode. But man, I can't, like I said, I can't keep any of this stuff straight. Me. We know that the Oracle has become buddy-buddy. He's become BFFs with Podnut Media. They actually have their new headquarters is in Wilmington, Vermont. I think we did mention that. The headquarters of the Truth Seekers, and that's where Podnut Media is headquartered. So he's trying to get close to Christopher Schmidt for some reason or another. They're all players in the game of pods. But the people of Wilmington, they are not happy. They're Podnut Media employees that have left the company. A lot of people have left the company, and they've created an anonymous, not the bad guys anonymous, a whistleblower account that has been tweeting out information, stories of ex-members of Podnut Media. And the account's called Busting Podnut Media. There's a ton of these crazy stories. People talking about different programs going on, things behind the scene. Hopefully this will get us some insight into what happened with Christopher Schmidt. I think there's a post here from a resident of Wilmington, Vermont, talking about the Podnut Media headquarters, so that should be interesting. So let's see some of these posts here. I've got one that says and this is, we don't know, no names, no nothing, so that's good. Keeping the identities safe, because if Podnut Media found out who these people were, they'd come after them. Anyway, so here's one of the posts. I was an intern at Podnut Media 6 months ago. I was just out of college, and this was a great opportunity for me to build my resume while getting to work in a really cool environment. First couple of months were a lot of fun. Every morning, Christopher Schmidt would give a big motivational speech and get everyone going with positive energy. It was honestly a really great place to work during that time. Oh man. Well, the workload became really intense after a while. Podnut Media was signing so many different podcasts, it was really hard to keep up. There were people in and out of the office at all hours of the day. We didn't even hear from Chris anymore because he was so busy. Then he started up his weekly motivational speeches, except this time it was all through video chat. Of course, it made sense because of COVID and everything, but he just didn't seem like himself anymore. He seemed almost robotic and would rarely even interact with employees. Christopher Schmidt, again, is proving he's nowhere to be seen. And people think he's robotic and stuff. And no one has interacted with him. He's behind closed doors. Let's see, we got another post here, another anonymous employee from Podnut Media. It says, I was on the initial video call when Chris first started talking about, quote, Operation Mind Strike. What? Huh. That doesn't sound good. Honestly, I thought everyone in the meeting would be up in arms about the stuff he was talking about, like how the program would help Podnut map out the brain. This says a quote right here. The program would help Podnut, quote, map out the brain patterns of our podcasters in order to provide a better product. Sounds like the re-education program, maybe. That was the name they called it or something. He also kept referencing this powerful machine learning technology, but everyone in the engineering department had no idea what he was talking about. Anyway, people just kind of went along with what he was saying as usual. Some people thought he was just talking out of his ass, and a few weeks later, the initial framework for Mind Strike had been created. I just knew something bad was going down, so I put in my resignation immediately. What? This has to be the re-education program. Kreb is going through it right now. Oh no. Using weird machine learning, and that they developed this whole program and no one even knew what it was. It was like a secret thing. They're going to map the brains or something. So that means they mapped my brain. Oh my gosh. I wonder what that looks like. Then we got another post here. This is getting deep into how it's affecting people, not even ex-employees. Now we've got people who are residents of Wilmington, Vermont. Hello, I'm a resident of Wilmington, Vermont. I've lived here all my life and can't imagine living anywhere else. Podnut Media has ruined what used to be a sleepy town. At night, I can't even sleep because, well, it's a sleepy town, but they can't sleep. That's no good. Night, I can't even sleep because I can hear the hum from the Podnut Media offices. It probably sounds something like this. Oh, no. The lights are on all the time, and my blackout curtains don't hardly work, keeping my bedroom dark at night. So they've got a lot of lights and bright noises, and I'm sure they have some crazy servers up there, from what I understand, helping to run all the podcasts. So the noise and the lights are just too much to handle. And then they keep going here in the post saying, what's worse is that now this weird cult has moved into town. I have had just enough of these people and I want it to stop. Oh man. They're talking about the Truth Seekers. The weird cult moved into town. Huh. Let's see, you got another post here. This is from someone says, I've delivered pizzas to the Podnut Media headquarters. Okay. I used to like going there because the tips were awesome. In fact, other delivery guys would argue over who would get to go there, so we'd keep track of whose turn it was next. Okay, kind of a long sentence there. Now you have to flip a coin to get anyone to go there. It's practically a punishment. Oh, I see. So everyone wanted to go deliver pizzas, and now it's basically a punishment to go to Podnut Media and deliver a pizza. First, they let you into the locked gate. Then down a long dirt road through a clearing and down to this wooded area. It used to be a public road, but I guess Podnut bought more land around there. Then you're supposed to park and go through security. There's a big scanner thing. It's like going through the airport. They make you put your phone in this lockbox so you can't take any pictures, I guess. Last time I went there, when they gave me my phone back, I noticed there was this new app called Nutcast. What the hell? It wouldn't even let me delete the app. My boss says we have to keep delivering there because their pizza orders are basically keeping his business going. It sucks. Oh no! Dang, so the security, I can imagine the security is nuts over at Podnut. Wow! Because they have something weird going on. No one wants to go there anymore, but this part where he said that he put his phone in the lockbox, and then when they gave him his phone back, it had Nutcast on it. He couldn't even delete the app. Huh. That's weird. That really is weird. Let's see. Let's look through some more posts here. Some more residents of the area. We hate Podnut Media. Wish they would leave. The truth seekers are a bunch of freaks. This one here, what is this one here? Hi, my name is Cheryl Davis. My son is Jeremy Davis, who works for Podnut Media. Oh my gosh. Jeremy, remember him? He works there and no one's heard from him. She says, I haven't heard from him in over 3 months. Please, if anyone is able to contact him, tell him I love him and just want to hear his voice again. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that is sad. Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy's mom is wondering where he is. That really is serious. That's when you know something's wrong. Because I know Jeremy was...
That is crazy.
Because I know Jeremy was a big time family man, and he always kept in touch as much as he could. He's busy, but you know, it's not like him to not be talking and communicating or anything like that. So now I know something's wrong for sure, because his mom's looking for him, and that just stinks. Oh man, this is rough. This is a rough one. The Cool Files. Oh gosh. So let's see, our last thing here. Thanks everybody for listening, but we've got a couple more things to do. And we're going to check out the Reddit page for the Shogun Army. Here it is. The Shogun Army posts from their page. Let's see, there's a couple of posts here. This one says, Oracle fraud proof. Okay, I'll click on that. Looks like it's some screenshots of the Oracle posts from that paranormal blog there. It says the Oracle. It's got a picture there of sort of a cloaked figure. Can't really see. That's the Oracle's avatar. Talking about... See, the post is right next to the Disclosure Hour blog. So this is what Mitchell Head was talking about. The blog. And they're pretty much word for word the same. So it looked like the Oracle just copy-pasted from the damn Disclosure Hour blog. Let's see, it's saying stuff about the virus. It's a biological weapon against the reptilians. Jackie Mondragon. Anonymous is help hacking people's computers to build an AI. So building this AI, and that was a big project with Mr. Rude Guy. I'm going to have to get in touch with Mr. Rude Guy, see if he's got any more information about that. I don't know if he should get in touch with Shogun Army for sure. They could figure this one out quick. But yeah, Mitchell Head talking about this pretty much corroborates what he was saying about how the Oracle stole his posts, and he gained a big following with this account, this mysterious account that hell was predicting the future. No wonder it's called the Oracle. But then, of course, Mitchell Head was saying that his Disclosure Hour and the podcast and the blog had been totally shut down, that he was locked out. It's not, I mean, I can't even go, if I look up here, let's look it up here. Disclosure Hour podcast, and nothing comes up. See, Disclosure Hour blog, nothing there either. I've got a clip from his podcast. That was episode 1. Whoa. That was episode 1. When we had the Disclosure Hour podcast, so. So actually, the truth seekers don't want people to find out that Mitchell Head was behind the Oracle posts. But then that whole thing with the lawsuit, remember that? Big Jim came after me. It was all about, if you remember this, it was all about the laptop, which is my laptop. They were coming after my laptop. They were trying to get information about the Oracle. But if the real information about the Oracle and Mitchell Head is that it was all stolen information, that the Oracle's a fraud, what the hell? Why was the Serpent Sons looking for that? Huh? Answer me that. Basilisk Holding Corp. Here, I'm looking that up here. This is from some of my notes. They were the guys that funded that big lawsuit, right? And Henry Wong, this guy who apparently was affiliated at one point with Zoom Dragon, Basilisk Holding Corp. They were behind the lawsuit secretly with Big Jim. They wanted the laptop. They wanted to find out about the Oracle. Well, they already found him. Queen Snake had Mitchell Head in her grasp. So what the hell were they doing meddling with my laptop to begin with? They were trying to get my laptop, basically, to find the Oracle. Sounds like the Truth Seekers were involved somehow, too, because they didn't want the information to get out. The Oracle stole the posts. So what the hell did freaking Zoom Dragon have to do anything to do with it? Why do they care? What did they want with Mitchell Head, except... Sounds like they wanted to find Gold Cobra. And it looks like the Queen Snake was already in on that, getting Mitchell Head to go to Ukraine. So I don't understand why they had to do a lawsuit against me. But I know that the Truth Seekers really didn't want me to give identity of the Oracle. And I knew the identity of the Oracle the whole time. I thought it was Mitchell Head. Well, technically it was. We found that out. Technically it was Mitchell Head. But only because they stole the posts. And I guess you could say, like, well, is that true? Do I really believe that? Maybe Mitchell Head is lying. He doesn't want blood on his hands. But he's not even involved, because we know that Oracle is this weird wizard guy that we hate.
Greeting. My voice speaks with the thunder of 1,000 winds.
No! That's not you! Get away! He's a fraud, so I guess whatever you want to believe about Mitchell Head, we know that he went through hell, and with Vanessa Scales, aka the Queen Snake, they stole his posts. There's the proof right there. Proof's in the pudding. Shogun Army. Shout out to the Shogun Nation. Whatever you want to say there. And what else? What other posts? Let's see. Stuff about the Queen Snake. Of course, Mitchell Head. She went by the name Vanessa Scales. This is a post recently. We're talking about the Rudecast episode we just listened to. Looks like they got a picture of her on Facebook. Bunch of different profiles, different pictures of the same woman. One of the names Maria Culebra. Cynthia Serpente. Here's a screenshot of LinkedIn. She's got all these different identities. Vanessa Scales was the one she used against Mitchell Head, but it sounds like she's been duping people left and right, doing God knows what. And Mr. Rude Guy said that she was able to fight off the Galaxium troops, that'd be hard to do. So she's got, she knows karate or something. She's beating people's ass. But it looks like, you can zoom in here. It kind of looks like her eyes look a little bit reptilian. I know that sounds weird. Like I shouldn't, now I'm believing in some of this stuff, but you just gotta look at the picture. Go to the Shogun Army page, follow them. You'll see her eyes have that little, the pupil part looks kind of reptilian. Let's see, there's some other stuff about the Oracle here. There's screenshots, a bunch of screenshots from different forums that I'm seeing here. Different usernames, all kinds of red. They put lines and arrows pointing to some of the different parts of the posts. But they're saying some of these different posts are from the Oracle. So yeah, Mitchell Head was saying this guy's a big shyster. One of these posts, they're not the same name, but I guess Shogun Army is able to go in and find, I don't know, IP addresses or something. This one's from a Doomsday 2020 or 2012 blog, excuse me. The account is called The Augur. And there's a bunch of stuff about, he's talking about the end of the world in 2012. He wants people to build this doomsday bunker, give him a bunch of money. Man, so supposedly this is the Oracle posting, the guy who's behind the new guy behind the Oracle. He's been trying to get in on this doomsday stuff from 2012. Not sure what his plan is with Podnut Media. probably just mostly just money. Because he can reach lots and lots of new followers. That's why they're up there in Vermont. But man, I still don't really know what the hell Christopher Schmidt's all about, Podnet Media. Though we do know he's somehow connected to Jackie Mondragon. And now Queen Snake. She duped Mitchell Head, so she's in on it too. And what about the lawsuit? I still don't know about that. I'm gonna make a post on the Reddit here when I get off, when I leave, when I'm finished the podcast. Almost done. Let's see. It's gonna be. Let's see what happened with the lawsuit. Basilisk Holding Corp, Henry Wong. What to do or something. I don't know. This is just I'm gonna figure out a good post, but I need the Shogun Army to tell me what the hell that lawsuit was about. I practically lost my shirt with that thing. But then, if you'll remember, I got the show back, all because we got on Podnet Media. So I thought they were good guys. Jeremy was the one who made the deal. It's almost like he really wanted to save the show by doing that, but now it looks like he got caught in this grasp of whatever Podnet Media has been doing. I don't know, but let's see. Here's one. This one's actually from Samurai Kid. Okay. And hopefully we'll hear from him in the next Cool Files, because he has all the good information. Let's see. What's this say? This one's kind of weird. This is kind of a weird post. I don't really understand. He's speaking in like a weird code or something. Let's see. It's from Samurai Kid. It says, "What is the real truth behind the eyes of the serpent? Bodies left in the wake. Betrayal at Bristol. What the heck? Gold Cobra lies in the wait." Okay, so we knew that. Gold Cobra. Huh. That's the secret project they were working on. That the Serpent Sons have been looking for Gold Cobra. The path to El Dorado. The sleeping victims may never wake from their slumber. Huh. Battle at the Golden City. The mighty eagle takes flight. Only one will be left standing. The cobra will devour the sun, leaving us in darkness. Light must prevail. Whoa. This is getting too weird now. I don't know what this is all about. Looks like everyone in the comments is trying to decode what Samurai Kid's talking about. The Battle of Bristol. I don't know what that is. Bristol. Let's see. Bristol Motor Speedway. World of Outlaws energy drink. Sprint car returns to the dirt. Transformed Mr. Bristol Motor Speedway. In Bristol, Tennessee? Maybe? Bristol, Connecticut? I've heard of that. Bristol Seafood Grill. So it looks like I don't know what the Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Rhode Island, Bristol Myers Squibb. I don't know what the Battle of Bristol is. Of course, the Gold Cobra is in there. That was some secret project that Mr. Rude Guy remembered. I don't have no idea. Sleeping victims. I guess that's the masses. All of us don't know. Our eyes are closed or something. The eagle takes flight. Okay, that must just be like a patriotic thing. The cobra will devour the sun, leaving us in darkness. Dang, so whatever the gold cobra is sounds really freaky. I wish I knew more, but I don't. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. But, well, I tried to figure it out. Maybe not this time. Maybe next time. We'll figure out the truth of what's really going on with Podnet Media. In the meantime, I'll try to bring you a normal episode. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. It's insane. Thanks for listening to the Cool Files. We got some good information. We got to hear from Mr. Rude Guy and Mitchell Head, which it's been like 50 episodes. We still haven't heard from that guy. He's been in hiding, but now it looks like everything's... Looks like he's all good. Friends with Mr. Rude Guy. That's pretty cool. So, thanks for listening to the Cool Files. Keep your eyes peeled, everybody. Because the truth is out there. And it's not the truth seekers. Hell, it's not even the Oracle. We don't like him. Check out the Shogun Army on Twitter, because they've been dropping truth bombs left and right. Okay? It's the Cool Files. It's crazy.
Scary, gross, ugly.
It's crazy.
Look at me. Oh no, I'm about to crap myself.
We'll see you on the regular episode. Keep your eyes peeled, everybody. You don't know what the hell's going on anymore. It's the Cool Files.